All right, everybody. Hey, Mike Rooney here for the Truth Juggernaut. Listen, we're just going to have to do this short and sweet. Just proof of media bias and democratic hypocrisy. Right here. This is after breach of the White House or Congress, whatever you want to call it. Everything else, the protesters, all that. You know, the Democrats did have a different tone prior to this happening. Here's proof.
If had been a group of Black Lives Matter protesting yesterday, they wouldn't have been treated very, very differently than the mob of thugs that stormed the Capitol.
Okay, would they? Hey, hello. They haven't been for 4 years since Trump's been in office. Come on. But none of them's been arrested. Look, this isn't a racial issue here with Black Lives Matters. None of them was arrested. All the chaos, damage, everything else they've done, along with Antifa. Might as well equate them to the white Black Lives Matters. I mean, they're both extremist groups. Okay, they are. They're both extremist groups. One's based of African Americans. The other one's white Americans. As simple as it gets. Okay, let's go from here.
We witnessed two systems of justice. When we saw one that let extremists storm the United States Capitol, and another that released tear gas on peaceful protesters last summer.
Okay, so they said last summer they released tear gas on last summer compared to basically nothing's what Kamala's saying, Harris, on the event when they attacked the White House. I'm not so sure of that. Let's see.
President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris both facing intense pushback for those comments we just aired. A reporter for townhall.com tweeting, as someone who has covered many of the riots last year, I can say this narrative is simply false. Tear gas, pepper balls, pepper spray, and flashbangs were all used yesterday, just as they were used on rioters in 2020. And this from a writer at National Review. 4 people are dead after what happened yesterday. And you know what? People died last summer too. Countless businesses destroyed, people's livelihoods set on fire and stolen. You refused to condemn that violence. Yesterday was horrific, but you've lost your right to moralize. Power panel now, Nomiki.
I couldn't say it any better, any clearer. That's it. Go ahead, Facebook, ban me. Say I'm putting out fake news. That's up to you. All right, let's continue.
Host of the Nomiki Show and former Republican Congressman Sean Duffy. He is also a Fox News contributor. Welcome to you both. Nomiki, I will start with you. I want to show you a picture of what the steps at the Lincoln Memorial looked like during BLM protests held in Washington, D.C. on June 2nd over the death of George Floyd. National Guard troops, as you can see, were deployed ahead of time.
Yeah, they were.
So my question to you,
I'll give them that.
Do Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have a point when they say there was a double standard for peaceful BLM protests and the Capitol rioters?
Yes, and I think that photo indicates it very clearly. President Trump and some conspiratorial websites had been advocating and organizing for weeks of what took place in Washington at the Capitol just a couple of days ago. And so there was FBI has been investigating certain members of different police departments for organized white supremacy groups. So there are definitely bad apples.
Wow, what an accusation.
And they should have been prepared.
Okay.
And I think you're seeing this across party lines, that people were frustrated. I had a friend.
Trump supporters are all white supremacists. Nah, that's a crocodile. Come on.
And there was no police
You can't categorize everybody into that category.
Guns in their pockets and out in the air. We're holding Confederate flags and we're citing.
That looks quite peaceful.
In front of the Capitol.
You know.
This is not who America is, and I don't even think this is who the Republican Party is. We know that. And so
That's peaceful there.
We were ill prepared. I think both Senator Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham have partnered up with President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris in really saying this is not who we are, and we can't treat one group of people differently than another group of people when it comes to
Okay, we can't. Let's don't treat them different. Come on.
And I think,
they have been treated.
Really have to step up,
This woman has no clue.
Hold on a second. I want to play a montage of showing the media.
Here you go.
And Democrats
Slammer.
reacting to the BLM protests, and then Sean, I'll have
This is beautiful.
That ain't a riot, what we're seeing right now in Minneapolis. What we're seeing right there is frustration.
Do not get it twisted.
Okay. It's not a riot what we're seeing in Minneapolis right now. It's frustration. Okay. Let's see. Here comes the hypocrisy, the double standard. Let's open it up.
I think that this is something that has never happened before, and then this is so terrible.
Shouldn't that be done by a commission or the city council, not a mob in the middle of the night throwing it into the harbor?
People do what they do.
People do what they do.
That's a myth.
That's a myth, Antifa. Okay.
They're not going to let up, and they should not.
Did you hear that? Show me where protests should be polite and peaceful. That's from what, Chris Como? Come on.
Protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have.
It's not generally speaking unruly. Look in the background. Hello, the building's on fire. Come on. Come on. Wake up, America. Wake up. Wake up. Some Democrats out there. You see, come on. The hypocrisy and double standard is just getting way up there. This is obvious. Here, it's pointed out. Block me, Facebook, YouTube, Google, whoever. You can't, because this is what your people are saying. That's what your people are saying. Your media group that controls you and everything else. You cannot call this fake, false, lying news right here.
Sean, what do you say to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who suggest law enforcement went easier on the pro-Trump protesters and therefore the deaths at the Capitol Hill invasion were not prevented?
I said, do they think we're stupid, that we don't remember what happened last summer? If you remember, in all of these cities across the country run by Democrat mayors, you had days of protests, days of riots, days of burning, days of beating people up. And those mayors actually told law enforcement to step back and let them burn and loot and riot in these cities. And then, you look to my own city in Wisconsin, Kenosha. That city burned for 3 days before Donald Trump forced Governor Evers to actually call in the National Guard. And
did you hear that? His city burned for 3 days for Donald Trump called in the National Guard. You know what it is? The deep state, Democrats and Republicans, when it comes to their home front, Washington, D.C., it's a problem. They could care less where it's happening in Seattle, Chicago, anywhere. Just don't come to D.C. and do it. I mean, come on. Again, title of this breaking news, urgent breaking news, is proof of media bias and Democratic hypocrisy. This is it right here. Watch.
So even when you look at D.C. and all the rioting that happened there with BLM, what do Democrats do? Mayor Bowser erected a mural on a whole street, a massive mural to Black Lives Matter, and she set up a park, a plaza, to celebrate those rioters. The distinction here, Julie, is Republicans called out BLM rioters and those who attacked our Capitol because this kind of behavior is wrong. It's Democrats who supported Black Lives Matter, but actually come and say, well, now we're opposed to violence on the Capitol. We should be consistent with our analysis and philosophy.
Why are you making this a partisan issue? With all due respect, Congressman, we have white supremacists who went and stormed your former office, right? Your former office, pulled out guns to take on lawmakers. That is quite different.
All right, hold on. To take out guns. Okay, so far that has not been reported. Here we go. Let's fact check that, what she just said. Don't know her name. Don't know her name. Don't know who she is. I missed it. I haven't heard any reports. Anybody had any guns? Let's see.
And why didn't you condemn Black Lives Matter for burning our cities, destroying people's businesses?
Miki, did you condemn Black Lives Matter and all the violence that arose, especially the cops, unfortunately, that were victimized by rioters then?
Absolutely.
Did you protest that? Just to go on the record.
I stand with Black Lives Matter because it was
did you protest?
Did you? She just asked her directly, did you protest any of that violence, anything else? Look at her face right now, this pause right here on the screen. Look at the mouse right here. Look at that. Look at that. She's like, oh, damn. How do I answer it? I've been cursed. Busted. If I don't answer it right, my credibility with the Democratic Party is going to be ruined. So she does what they do best. She's just gonna ignore it. Watch.
People smashing cheesecake factories with instigators who have now been linked to Proud Boys. Let's be very clear. What they were doing.
Cheesecake factory. Come on. She's saying what happened to cheesecakes. Oh, fact. This is. Hey, this is good. Come on. You got to admit it.
Peaceful people were doing, showing up on the streets, was standing with Black lives who are being murdered right now.
All right. That's all the time we have. Nomiki and Sean, we appreciate it. Thank you for your fair and balanced debate. With Democrats set to take over the White House and Congress, Republican attorneys
there we go. Hey,
to serve as a check on the
will they be the next leaders of the country?
I'll talk to Attorney General Jeff Landry.
All right. Wow. Come on. You got to admit that was good. That was good. All right. So, look. Enjoy it. Look. Like, subscribe to Juggernaut. I'm getting there to post all the stuff on YouTube and everything else. Parler, Rumble. We're making our way slowly but surely. But look, share this video. Come on. You know, that was as real as it gets. That's as truthful. Facebook, block us. Google, block us. Apple, whoever. You're blocking everybody else. Rush Limbaugh, everybody. Just, if you want to block this for the truth, go ahead. Alright? Alright. Look. Don't let political agendas, Republican or Democrat, ruin your day. Have fun. Make the best of it. Take care of your family, as always, and have a good time with it. Bye.